All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of the Aurora4x Let's Play. We're going to do a few things differently here at the start. There was a request that I read out the full wording of all of the motions that have been passed in order that anyone watching along on YouTube but not part of the Discord should know exactly what it is we are doing. Of course, my immediate response was, why would they not be on the Discord? I've posted in every video description, including this one, so take a look below. If you are one of these strange people that watches on YouTube but doesn't take part in the Discord, feel free to fix this. Come join us on the Discord. We have lots of fun. We vote on things, and we kind of guide the way this series is going to go, which is much more fun than just playing the game and doing all the right decisions that you know are going to win every time. So, that being said, here are the motions that have been passed so far. First, we have the motion for immediate construction of a jump point stabilization station. Because our colony ships will be hard-pressed to be carried through jump points by drives, we must therefore stabilize the sole jump points to facilitate our expansion. This has the added bonus of allowing stabilization of Lagrange points. Therefore, 1. Research into stabilization modules. 2. Construction of a station. 3. Using this platform, once we believe our neighboring systems to be secure, stabilize the jump points. In the meantime, use the station to stabilize the Lagrange points around Sol. So we have done most of that. We have a jump stabilization station capable of, in 150 days, stabilizing a jump point. That will get better as we increase our technology, but that's fine for now. Admittedly, for a jump point, it has to do both sides. So we're looking at about a year before each jump point is secure. The only thing left to do is to actually build that station. And first begin the Lagrange points around here. And then we'll probably want to stabilize the jump point into the Emperor's Groove system, as that is where our first colony will be placed, according to one of the motions that I'll be reading in just a moment. The next one was the Space Warfare Codification Act. This one is slightly too large for me to read the entire thing out loud. It is, at its core, a set of documents, or a set of rules contained in one document, clarifying the difference between a naval vessel, or a military vessel, and a commercial vessel, and what the rules are for each one. It is basically a rules of engagement and what I can and can't do with different kinds of ships. For instance, I cannot send a civilian vessel to be the first ship to explore an unknown system. Civilian vessels must have their transponder on, stuff like that. Again, it is quite a long document. I don't really think I can read the entire thing out here. Next, we have the Balazar Expansion Act. To facilitate the economic growth of the Empire, the Imperial Trade Guild proposes the immediate establishment of a colony in the Balazar system, including the beginning of mining and terraforming operations, as well as the construction of a colony ship capable of transporting the new colonists to Balazar A1, which should henceforth be named the Emperor's New Groove. The Balazar system should henceforth be named the Emperor's Groove system. Again, we have renamed the system. We have a colony fleet capable of transporting our colonists. The system is not yet ready for colonization, as we do not have a jump gate in place, and my colony ship and cargo fleet do not have jump drives. We, however, cannot stabilize that until we are sure it's secure, which brings me to the next act, the Homefront Protection Act. In order to protect the expanding empire, the DKP, the Department of Knowledge and Power, sees the need for a dedicated emergency response fleet to exist in every populated system. This will ensure that those living out in space will be protected and thus remain calm and productive, as well as allowing quick response to any incursion. Therefore, the DKP proposes all inhabited systems connected to Sol via stabilized jump point, as well as Sol itself, have no fewer than 23,000 tons of battle-ready military fleet. 2. At least one colony in every system connected to Sol via stabilized jump point must have manufacturing facilities capable of supporting the tonnage of these ships so that they can remain in system indefinitely. And so that is where we come in. We are going to construct those fleets, send them into the Emperor's Groove system, stabilize the jump point once it's secure, begin the colonization of the planet, and hopefully get some maintenance facilities online so that the fleet can stay there. As of now, it's going to have to, every once in a while, come back to Earth to maintain itself and receive an overhaul. Which is probably at which point I'll just take the Sol fleet, which will have been maintained because it'll be in orbit of Earth, back out there so that we always have at least one fleet in that system until it can maintain its own fleet. The next motion was to modernize the survey command, which you saw last episode. I have a whole hierarchy of survey staff in order to, do I still have someone in place for every single one? It looks like I do, good. In order to maximize the bonuses and to make it a little bit more realistic in terms of its structure. I'm not going to read that out loud entirely, as it's really just it's a list of what each one should be and what order they should go in. And lastly, we have the Xeno Diplomacy Act, which is similar to the Space Warfare Codification Act in that it is a set of guidelines for how first contact should work, what are the rules for uplifting a species or for establishing a species as a protectorate. Again, I will not read that out loud at the moment because it is quite a long document. If it ever becomes relevant, I will read all relevant passages. And that is where we are going to start the episode. So first of all, it has come to my attention that the Leonidas missile destroyer is horrible, and also that my 12,000-ton limit was wrong, as the 12,000-ton space yard is already being used. And rather than have to construct another one, I should probably just use the 25,000-ton. Fortunately, one of our brightest companies available, Starwatch, has seen fit to provide their own heavy cruiser design, which I will be using. As seen last episode, I am going to design it here and now. However, I will cut the actual design out and put it at the end of this episode. So for any of you that are interested in watching it, it will be at the end of this video. For those of you that don't want to waste time just watching me design ships all day, I will see you in just a moment. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is what we have for our Crate Class Heavy Cruiser. I was unable to recreate the design exactly because I was not given the actual numbers used for the engines. So I had to make do with the best I could. So it's not exact. But I believe this is good enough. It goes out for a year, comes back. We have 2 years maintenance life, plenty of time. Can launch 20 missiles at a time every 75 seconds. It carries 100 missiles, well, 600 missile size at a size 6 missile. That's 100 missiles. So can launch 5 volleys every 75 seconds. And here we have the Crate Class Heavy Cruiser, just under 25,000 tons. I think that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go to the ship. I do not need you anymore. We're going to go over to the shipyard, the Mitchell Shipwrights. I'm going to retool you to the Crate Class. I'm going to add a slipway. And I think now we're going to create our first maintenance capacity of 187,000 tons. So you could easily support 50,000 tons of this. So we are going to construct, oh, I almost forgot, I have to name the Crate Class. The Crate Class is going to be named after, let's see, it's a heavy missile cruiser. It's really just a patrol boat. It's not meant to go out and wage war. It's meant to stay in my systems and provide defense. So we are going to name it after... what's a good one to name you after? You know what? Why don't we just name it after heavy cruisers from the actual United States Navy? Sure. Which I think are states. Let's see. United States names capital vessels like aircrafts after admirals. We name our heavy cruisers after, I believe, states, and smaller ships after cities, I think. I don't know. We have a naming scheme or something like that. So, let's see. Shipyard, build the. Oh, no, not at all. Okay, then. Um, sure. The Fall River and the Houston. Oh, so maybe the heavy cruisers are major cities. Oh, battleships are states, right. Heavy cruisers are major cities. Okay, so we're going to build 2 of those, and they will be done in 2 years, and that will be our sole defense. In the meantime, I'm going to go here. How many ordnance factories do I have? 100. That's not good. Using the remaining 50%, I'm going to create another 200 ordnance factories. And using the last 25%, we are going to create 1 for now jump stabilization stations to start working on the Lagrange points, and then eventually the actual jump point. And that will only take a couple months, and then we'll have our tug bring you from place to place. And then you should be able to do about 2 Lagrange points a year, and then start working on the jump point to the groove system. And I believe that that should be everything we need to do. I do have research labs available. Jump drive efficiency, fusion reactor, fuel consumption. I still don't have anyone for missiles and kinetics. Power and propulsion. Sensors and control. Any of you need more? Nope. Need to find something. You know what? Why don't we start working on a CIC for future Navy vessels? In the meantime, how about we let that run then? I think that's everything that needs to be done. So we're going to let that run. Things are happening. What was it, October when those jump stations, the stabilization stations will be done? I believe it was. Science team has completed. Dr. Clark has achieved tokamak fusion reactor. Let's see. Can you also get us? What's the fusion drive? 40,000. How long would that take you? 5 years. 5 years, Dr. Clark. And then you can get us our first fusion drive. That will be a huge boost to our fleet. And honestly, you're so good that I can't justify not having you being used. It's just a waste of research labs if you're not in use. How's my mining on Earth coming? We are officially out of boronite. However, we have 67,000 of it, and I don't really use it for much. We are just about to run out of vendorite, but we should be fine. Venus, you are mining these things, and how's your stockpile looking? You are still short 4 million people. You also can only hold 4.2 million. How many do you have right now? 5. Infrastructure per. Wait, why do I have 2,000 infrastructure on Venus? Oh god, the civilians have been doing stuff behind my back, guys. They're shipping infrastructure to Venus. Didn't I make Venus a military? Oh, so I said Earth is stable, not a source of colonists. However, Venus, they've still decided to ship infrastructure there to put people on the ground. See, this is what happens when your civilian economy is left unchecked. They start making stupid decisions, like putting people on Venus. But you know what? Fine. Be my guest. I'm not going to stop you. And over here on the moon of, this is one of the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, I don't remember. We have several automated mines running. Getting a good stockpile here, mostly of, what do we have left? Mostly uranium. Thorium's always useful, but I think we've basically solved that problem. Mercasium, I guess I won't say no to, but mostly it's uranium. 26,000 is going to be great. I don't have any way to get that to Earth at the moment. I guess I could send my cargo fleet to grab, load all minerals until full, head to Earth, unload all minerals. Sure, just do that once. I guess every now and then I can have you do that until we set up a better way. Let's let you go. October. Jump drive efficiency 8. Huh? Nope. Still no missiles or kinetics. This is going to get old real fast if I can never give anyone proper missiles because I can't research them. Why don't you start working on an flight control? No, we're not quite ready for fighter combat yet. Thermal sensitivity. You know, why don't you start working on planetary sensor strength so that I can actually make use of ground tracking stations, especially on my new planets. And I think it also automatically develops them on mining colonies. So I'm going to want that so I can see any incursions into my systems. September, October. Oh, Captain Liliana Roldan Valenzuela, awarded loyal servant for 10 years. Heimdall constructed at Earth. Production of Heimdall complete. Darnell Avogadro was awarded the Scholar 3rd class. Based on the condition, generated 10,000 research points. Darnell Avogadro, that is one of our role players, I believe, from the Discord. So congratulations to Darnell. You have been awarded the Scholar 3rd class. Keep at it, and maybe I'll get to 2nd. In the meantime, I now have you. I'm going to want my, let's see, which can you can stabilize the range point around Earth. So we are going to have the tug bring you to Earth. No, sorry, not Earth. First you have to go to there and tractor any ship. And I think once you do that, I'll be able to tell you to go to Earth and move to the Lagrange points. Yeah, there's no way to send you to the Lagrange point just yet. Once you tractor it, I think there is. Because now, you're considered to also have a stabilization station. So you're going to go and do that. Time required, yeah, 150 days. Science team has developed planetary sensor strength 300. Lovely. Why don't you go back to and do 400 now? Alright. Oh, I still have 5. Right, you can't take all 5. I'll give the last 5 to Morgan. Why don't you start working on... Is there not a thing here for that? No, why don't you start working on Thorium Harvester, because I'm going to want it. Speaking of, there's something I realized I forgot to do. I also need to order those missiles. Let's see. 100 in each ship. I want 2 ships in each system. And that's 400 missiles, but that's just to reload them once. Obviously, hopefully I won't ever have to reload them again, because if I do, that means they shot their missiles at something, which means they're under attack. So I need at least 400, but I don't want to end up in a situation where I need to quickly reload because I'm under attack and I don't have any missiles. So I'm going to build 800 of them. That is enough to fully load 4 ships once, and then fully reload them once. So I'm going to do that, and that is going to take me 3 years to do all 800, which means in a year and a half I should have the 400 I need to load. Now, I'll have all 800 done before I'm even done building. Oh, no, sorry, this will be done in 34. I should have 200 for them by then. If not, I'll be almost there. I'll definitely be able to load one of them. All right, let's let that run. What are you people doing to Venus? Stop it. Oh dear. Oh, stop it. No. Why? You're slowing my game down so much. Go away. No, this is what happens when you let capitalism go unchecked. They start just building ships to do nothing. Why are you bringing that to Venus? There's nothing on Venus. Oh, they can see 5.8 million population. They're trying to get enough infrastructure to support 5.8 million population because they can't tell that there's orbital habitats in place, which is actually bad because the more people living on the ground, the more are going to go into agriculture and environmental because Venus is impossible to live on, which means I'm actually losing workers for my mines. This is why you don't let a computer run your economy. It makes poor decisions. Anyway, I've got Combat Information Center. I kind of want to start working on improved science sensors for the next class of science vessel, using those new engines and new fuel efficiency. I don't really have anything else particular to... Oh, I should probably work on larger fuel storages for the fuel harvesters. I'll take you because you can use all 14. That is another thing. We have all the fuel we could ever need right through that point. I should probably make sure I can harvest it. What was it, June? April 34, I think, was when the 2 ships will be finished. And then Venus can stop complaining that they don't have enough protection. Although they haven't started. Here we go. This is Fall River and Houston. Built and assigned to shipyard. So let's detach those. You are going to be my patrol cruisers. And you are going to be part of, let's put you under a new patrol. You're going to be the Sol Sector Defense, because soon enough, I'm pretty sure that the Emperor's Groove system is going to be put into Sol as well. So you are going to, should it be Naval or Patrol? Reaction and Engineering. I'd rather them have more, although they don't, there's no reason. Radius modifier. It only has a HQ level of 1. I don't know if it would reach to Emperor's Groove if I made it naval. But I can always upgrade it. It's not hard to get it to range 2. I think a level 3 has a range of 2. So I'm going to make it a naval so that I also get the training and the tactical. It's going to be Sol Sector Defense. And first of all, I have my heavy cruisers for patrol. They were fully loaded. Wonderful. There's no reason to keep your sensors off. You're a military ship, you're a patrol ship, you should have your sensors on at all times. And also, I don't think I gave them passive sensors. So you are going to do that on Earth. For now, you can stay in orbit there. That's my range of that. The active sensors aren't on yet. I'll turn weapon range off for now, just because I don't need it. That's going to tell me that they finished. Yep, okay. You know what, so why don't I give you some patrol orders? Head out to Eris, and then you're going to head over to, head back to Neptune, head over to Saturn. I don't know, just kind of pop around the system in orders. Why don't you head to Eris, and then head to Saturn, and then check on, where's move to? Check on the jump points, spend some time in Venus, and then return to Earth. That whole thing is going to take you 3 months. Cool, so you'll be out at 3 months. And then standing orders, just in case. I wish there was like a patrol here. If you're deployed for longer than a year, go to your overhaul. If you detect active ships in your range, honestly, there's I guess clear order list. Sure, that works. So they're just going to kind of putter around the system. And now, once you are done with that jump point, where are you? Once you're done with that Lagrange point, you are going to head over to here and stabilize it so that I can start preparing the next two, the Louisville and the Minneapolis. Yeah, so it seems that these are just going to be American cities. Sure. You know what? Yeah, we're going to name them after the old cities, the cities of old Earth, to commemorate the the past, so we do not forget. Sure, that's the reason. Right? They're going to go out there and they're going to do their stuff. Oh, they're heading up to there. They're going to head down there, up to there. Science team has completed fuel storage very large. Now let's grab you ultra large so that you have all the use. You can take advantage of all 14. So you can have all the fuel for that thorium harvester when it's finished. Patrol cruisers have completed their thing. They've only been out for 3 months. They're allowed to stay for 12. However, that was half of their fuel. So go to Earth, refuel, head to the jump point, head to Mars, head out to Eris, check Saturn, and you know what? Why don't you just cycle that constantly? 82 days, and then when it hits a year, they should clear it and return for overhaul. Just constantly bounce around the system, patrol things. Mostly just check to make sure that nothing has popped out of here when I wasn't looking. Science team has completed planetary sensor strength 400. Still no one on missiles and kinetics. So I have 12. Ross, why don't you start working on 550? Let's see, that's going to be built in 36. Really, right now I'm just waiting for that jump. Where's Earth? Where are you? There's so many things here, I can't even read it anymore. still quite a bit of time. Unfortunately, that's in hours. It doesn't do days. So I have no idea how much time has passed and how much longer it has to wait. $10.97. It's definitely going down. Wait, is that in days? No, it can't be in days. Maybe it is days. I thought it only took 150 days. Oh, maybe Lagrange points are different? Where are you? Are Lagrange points different? I don't see why it would take you that long to do it, unless Lagrange points work on different systems. I didn't give you a small, did I? Oops, I didn't mean to try to get rid of you. Yeah, it should be able to stabilize in 150 days, right? I'm confused. I guess Lagrange points are different. As for standing orders, patrol cruiser is moving to Earth to begin its overhaul. Does your cycle still hold? Will you... No. Okay, so once the overhaul is done, I'm going to have to give it new orders. Fine. I don't... That's over 3 years. I'm going to call an end to that. No. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Go there. Release the ship. Alright. You? No, you ended up in there. Oh, I guess I'm fine with that. While you're there, stabilize the jump point. Don't tell me that... Okay, yeah, 150 days. I don't know why Lagrange points are really that much more difficult. Alright, production of the arms is finished. Production of all the missiles. Medal awarded to Commander Benjamin Vargas for 10 years of service. Which reminds me, I didn't put anyone in charge of the crates. I need captains. Captain. I want someone with reaction and tactical. Reaction engineering. By the way, I don't have anyone that's good at re-engineering or tactical at that. Okay. Captain Mies van den Broek. You are agreeable and superstitious. I can deal with that. 30% reaction, 30% diplomacy, 15% fighter combat, 10%... You know what? You are actually very, very impressive. Why don't you take command of the Fall River, and maybe you will shortly be promoted. 30% diplomacy. If we ever make contact with anyone, I'm calling you. Bellini Rosie, subjective and courteous, with 25% reaction, 10% tactical, 10% mining, 10% ground support, 50 crew training. Not the best crew training, although admittedly this guy has nothing. But you, Bellini, are 25% reaction and 10% tactical. You would make an excellent captain. Congratulations, Captain. You are taking command of the cruiser Houston. Speaking of, why don't we check on our... Oh, there is currently no commander in the Taylor field. Wait, didn't I put Kane in charge of the ship? Yes, I did. Science officer. Oh, you're a science officer aboard the thing. However, it appears that the Taylor no longer has a captain. You have 20% survey, 10% tactical, 5% intelligence. With 10 years of service and a promotion score of 3,166 at 31 years of age, I think you would be excellent to promote to captain of the DSS Taylor, of the Taylor Field. Kane Mitchells, congratulations, captain. Congratulations, Captain Kane Mitchells. You need a new science officer. Commander, survey. Arabia Aris. Pessimistic, authoritarian, vegetarian. I'm not super keen on pessimistic. I guess I don't really care about authoritarian. We would be in charge of the science department. What about Reina Ruiz? Imaginative and embraces change. Impressive. Okay, Reina, you can have that. And in 100 days, the Heimdall will finish stabilizing, and I can jump the next fleet through, and you'll be finished in May of 36. I can jump you through. We can make sure it's stable. Although, once I jump the station through, because it'll be stable, it'll take another 150 days to stabilize the other side, and until that's done, the ships won't be able to get back. They're rated to stay out for a year. They expect to stay out for 1 year. They're rated to stay out for 2. 150 days isn't a full year. I can jump you through before stabilizing the other side. Oh, all this blue text. Why? What are you people doing? Stop it. Stop it. Science team has completed fuel storage ultra large. Right, there's nothing larger than that. I should probably get sector command because I'm going to want to add that Emperor's Groove to my new sector. Speaking of, I also want to get naval headquarters. I think I need to be level 3 to have a 2-system range, so I'll need 2 more of that in order that the naval command should reach the new system. So let's get that. That will be done in 36, just after they're ready to jump. Alright. Heimdall has completed orders. That box means it is successfully... Okay, Tug, why don't you grab that? Nope, there's no reason to. And you are going to jump through it. And then actually do not begin stabilizing that yet, because I don't want to stabilize it until I'm sure it's secure. So first, I am going to send my patrol cruisers. Are still on overhaul. Oh, no they're not. Why is your deployment up? I'm confused. I can easily maintain that. Whatever. Okay, patrol cruisers, you are going to jump through there. Then, you are going to move to the colony and orbit the new planet. So let's jump to that system. And they're going to come out right there. Not far from the colony itself, which is situated on planet A1. So you'll come out really right next to it. Once I get those Lagrange points from here to Where's the binary star? Actually, looks like there's already one there. Lovely. That will be able to get the resources from here to there quite quickly. So, alright, there you are. I know you don't have any orders. I'm going to wait for the ships to... And you should be able, if you stay at the planet, you'll be able to see the entire inner thing. Once I start using one of the Grange points, you'll be able to jump from jump point to jump point. Alright, lovely. So, you still have the handle within it. So how about you start stabilizing that jump point? That'll take another 150. Once that's done, and it goes both ways, I will have a clear path to start sending my freighters and my colonists to the new planet, which has a colony cost of 2. So I will need some infrastructure. When is the next thing finished? In December 36. In 1 year, that'll be finished, and I can start constructing more infrastructure. What do I have in terms of infrastructure already on Earth? Not a lot. Fine. Although, once the jump point goes both ways, I wonder if the civilian fleet will read that and start delivering colonists and infrastructure to the new planet. Because they're not now. They can see that the jump point doesn't... I think it's because they can see there's no way back. Once it's colonized, once it's stabilized, then they should start doing that. Warded something. Psi-6 missile launcher suffered maintenance failure. Fine. The Louisville and the Minneapolis have been constructed. Alright, you two detach. You are going to be the patrol cruiser Bravo for B. You are also part of the Seoul sector defense. So now you stay in Seoul, and I want you to just kind of cycle around the different places and start screaming out loud if you spot anything that shouldn't be here. And then go to Earth and refuel. Cycle that. When you exceed your deployment, go for overhaul. If you find hostile active ships, clear your order list and start screaming. Alright, it looks like we just need 20 more days, and then I'm good to start colonizing the new planet. And this will be our first, well, the second, Venus was the first. This will be our first colony not in the Sol system. And I will also be free to start working on mining out the new planets, as well as sending in some harvesters, once I have them. And then we're good. Alright, it looks like you are done. Now the question is, are some of these going to immediately start jumping through there? I want my tug to go... Stabilize the Lagrange. I don't know why the Lagrange points just take much longer to stabilize. Is that why? Let's jump to Sol, head to Earth, refuel the tug. I guess continue stabilizing it. I don't know why, if that's supposed to happen. I don't think I've ever actually really used Lagrange points much, so that's what? Retired line captain Isabel Ramastad is retired from the service. Unassigned. Alex Troxler has been promoted to line captain. As a result of promotion, Alex Troxler was relieved from command of the DSS Paul Dirac. A civilian mine operation has been established on Cleopatra. Morgan Walker has completed research. Okay, so first of all, the Paul Dirac no longer has a captain. That's not the end of the world, as they're not actually doing anything. Civilian mining operations been established on Cleopatra, although, now that the Emperor's Groove is secure, well, secure-ish, and the colonization efforts have begun, think I'm going to send at least the Taylor Field and with their new captain, Kane Mitchells. Please refuel and resupply. Jump to the new system, and would like you to explore a new system. Your standing orders are to survey planets and then survey locations. In the meantime, Sorium Harvester was finished. That's very good. Let's see. I would like you to be able to transfer your fuel faster. I believe you also need this to transfer fuel to the colony from the ship itself. So I'd like it to not have to spend days just transferring fuel from the harvesters into. So let's run that. Health, retirement. K. Mitchells has been awarded the Explorer 3rd class. You've discovered a new system of balance. Wait, didn't I? Wasn't that the name of the other? Does it? Oh, okay. So it's just going down a list. And because I renamed the system, and then we didn't find another system, it said, oh, well, Balazar hasn't been used. Another binary star system. Only 3 planets from the looks of it, and the jump point's way out there. Almost about 5 billion kilometers away. I mean, that's fine, but whatever. Sure, Taylor Field, you do that. Science team, planetary sensor 550. Still no one for missiles. Ross, grab 20,000. At that point, yeah, I think Ross can start working on the next class of science vessels. Once I get the better engine, better engine and more fuel efficiency means smaller engine and less fuel tanks, means more room for other stuff like armor and weapons. Speaking of armor, I should probably have people start working on better armor soon, because better armor means lighter armor, means I can achieve the same level for less, means I can, for the same amount of tonnage, I can have stronger armor, which is always important. So let's have that happen. Says if missile launcher, terraforming bonus, That was happening. Taylor Field is discovering minerals. Hopefully, what object reference not set to, and not sure what that was about. Patrol cruisers have completed orders. Which one was that? Ah, okay. You guys, why don't you head to Earth, refuel and supply, jump to there, park yourselves around the new planet, because these guys are on overhaul. What's the A-O? Does the O mean it's not operative? Is it broken? Damage control. Yeah. It's not damaged. I wonder what the O stands for. Alright, Taylor Field, what have you discovered around? Nothing. 2 million, or 2 billion population. That's wonderful. However, there's nothing there. You haven't surveyed these planets, but they're gas giants, and there's nothing around the 3rd star. Alright. 2,000 uranium. There's nothing in this system. Fine. Once that's done, in December of 36, so actually in about a week, and then I can start working on infrastructure. Patrol cruiser Bravo has completed orders and is orbiting the planet. Alright. For now, rather than orbit the planet, I think I would rather you just kind of park yourselves at the jump gate. So if anything approaches it, I will know, as I haven't actually yet started colonizing this planet, so until I do, there's really no reason to park you there. And I'd rather see if anything tries to approach the jump gate, and politely, but firmly, tell them to kindly go away. Alright, production of naval headquarters, so that should be radius 2, yep. And now, using the 25% that's remaining, I'm going to want, let's start with 5,000 infrastructure. And when that's done, I can start shipping it to the Emperor's New Groove, and then start shipping colonists over. And once that's done, we can begin work on, let's see, officially part of the mandate was to terraform it. It is only colony cost 2. I think the only problem is the atmosphere. It's already it's a little bit too cold, but thickening the atmosphere itself will already will solve part of that. I just need to increase, it already has nitrogen and oxygen, I just need to increase the pressures of both. Carbon dioxide is currently frozen. I think that's what the F stands for. However, 0.03 atmospheres, I wonder if that's going to be considered dangerous when it thaws. I'm not super up to date on my biology. I don't know at what point carbon dioxide becomes lethal. 0.03 seems high to me. I don't know. I mean, what? That's assuming Earth has 1 atmosphere. That's 3% carbon dioxide. That seems awfully high to me. At 1 atmosphere, that'd be almost 4%. If you were breathing in 4% carbon dioxide, that seems way too high in my mind, but I don't know for sure. Like I said, Sorium, around this one, Sorium, resources, but again, they're very difficult to colonize. This is definitely a great system that we have working for us. It's only 1 jump away. Stabilized, we've got cruisers ready to make sure no one takes advantage of that. I think for now, we just need to wait for that infrastructure and start shipping it over. That's going to take 4 years to make all 5,000 of them, really? Huh. I mean, I don't have to wait for all 5,000. Once it's started, I can ship them over in groups. The end of this year for the ordnance factories, maybe I'll shift that over to infrastructure. But I'm also going to want some more automated mines for the, mostly automated mines for now, I think, for the mining in the new system. The Nusian planets around the second star, especially this one, has amazing amounts of resources, and so does this. And then I've got a lot here, Sorium there. I think I'll let the civilians take on the moon, but I'm definitely going to want these two. And since we're clearly having issues with the computer trying to put infrastructure on orbital habitats, I think I'm just going to do automated mines there. And here, plenty of Galisite, so I guess maybe some mines, but mostly I'm going to want to ship all of the resources from these 2 planets over. So I'm going to want automated mines there, and then either set up a shipping fleet, pay the civilians to do it for me, or start investing in mass drivers. Currently, however, I think the Discord has not yet reached an agreement upon that. There was some discussion, and then it kind of fell on to the side as it wasn't relevant yet. But I did see, I think, a while ago, there was some discussion about should we use mass drivers or shipping to get the resources to our kind of main planet in the system. For now, it seems we're going to have one planet in each system that kind of functions as our major colony, and everything else will just be mining and stuff. So wait for that to finish, move it over to, I'd say move some of it over to infrastructure, some of it over to automated mines, and then I think we'll be good to go and start shipping everything to the new planet. So let's let that run. Probably won't be able to do all of that today. Some of that will happen later this week. Shipyard modified, another shipyard. Darnell Avogadro's completed research into 0.4 liters per fuel engine hour. Darnell, you beauty. Darnell Avogadro, capable of holding 19 labs. Can you please start working on the next... I don't need jump drive efficiency that badly right now, because mostly I'm working with stabilized jump points. Maximum engine size might be nice when if I want to do the really, really large, heavy freighters, but it's not that important right now. Why don't you start working on the next fusion reactor? You know, better engine is never a problem. That's going to take you 8 years, but that's okay. And then it'll take you even longer to get the magnetic confinement drive, but that's okay. This is a long-term investment. However, once I get internal confinement and some better, actually, instead of that, sorry, Darnell, I do need to have someone start working on better armor, because frankly, my armor is falling way behind the rest of my tech. I also don't know why I don't have damage control. I need to start working on armor and damage control, because, I mean, damage control is always useful, but my armor is falling way behind the rest of my stuff. I can't really armor my ships at this point, because it's just so heavy that I can't afford the tonnage that it costs to put armor on. So I need to do some catch-up in that department. Science team, Dr. Clark has already completed research into confusion drive? Oh my god, Dr. Clark. No, Clark, you can start working on the next fusion reactor. There's no reason not to. It'll take you 5 years instead of 8, but still. I need that armor. That's what I really need. I wonder if I should start working on shields at one point. Not quite yet, though. Alright, I think the next thing to do, well, I need to wait for the infrastructure, and then... Alright, I'll wait for the ordnance factories to finish, transfer the production over, and I think we'll call it a day there. Next time, we will begin the actual colonization of the Emperor's New Groove over in the Emperor's Groove system. And from there, start setting up mining on the various planets. Begin shipping it over into Fall River. Deposits of Endroid have been exhausted on Earth. The Fall River and Houston have completed their overhaul. Alright, how are you guys doing? You still have just over 2 months, so why don't you head back to Earth, begin your overhaul. You guys head there. Alright. Oh, the O probably stood for overhaul. So you two swap spaces. Waiting for the patrol cruisers are stationed at jump point. You're orbiting Earth under overhaul. Science team has completed improved command and control. I'll probably want to build that. Still no one for missiles and kinetics. This is going to be a meme, isn't it? I can feel it. Flag bridge, improved gravitational. Why don't I start working on improved gravitational as well? How's that? What was it? September of 1037? May, June. Nope. Shortage of thorium and fuel production. What? Did I run out of fuel? Did I? Oh. How did that happen? Oh, my fuel refining speed has probably outstripped my thorium mining speed. I have plenty of thorium left, but I can't mine it. I'm turning into fuel faster than I'm mining it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Unfortunately, if I don't want this to constantly be yelling at me, I should probably stop the fuel refining in order to build up a more thorium concentration. Someone remind me to start that up again at some point, or else I'm going to probably hate myself later when I exhaust that, and I'm like, why don't I have any fuel? I have plenty of thorium. Right. Okay, in the meantime, we're just waiting till September. To do July, August, September 11th. The refueling system, 60,000 liters per hour. Logistics, can I work on 80? Maintenance module, improved cargo. Reduced colonization cost? That allows me to... They reduce the cost, meaning that I can fit more people per infrastructure. I guess it's, how to better, more effectively process the atmosphere, how to more effectively space efficiency, stuff like that. Or I could start working on maintenance support per facility, which means I would need less facilities to reach the 50,000 tons. I think that's a good place to work for now. Because part of it is that I need to be able to support 50,000 tons of maintenance on that planet in order for the ships to not have to return to Sol every year or so, which means I'm either going to have to build a lot of maintenance facilities or I'm going to have to bump their... Okay, ordnance factories. I will move another... I have 50 left. Do I want to put another 25 there and use 25 for the automated mines? Do I want to use 50 for the automated mines? They are expensive, but it's corundium, which I still have plenty of. I also have a massive stockpile, and I do need them for that new system. So, question is, do I want to do 50 on all 50 on that? It's not much longer before I'll spend all 50 on it. Let's see. There's 2 planets with one with great resources, one with really good resources, but not as many different kinds. Let's say I'll do 200 on one and one on the other to start, so 300 automated mines. How long will that take? Oh, wow. A long time. Alright, fine. So we're waiting on the infrastructure to transfer over to the Emperor's New Groove with the cargo fleet, and the colony fleet will carry my colonists. Once it's done, I have plenty of available population here on Earth. For some reason, they are shipping... I could just steal infrastructure from Venus and watch the computer yell at me. I mean, ideally they should be able to... I don't know what is going on here. You're just weird. I could just steal from Venus, although then people would start complaining. 144 protection provided. But I think I'm going to wait for the infrastructure to be completed here, or, well, not wait for all of it, but wait for a little bit more to build up. And then I'm going to transfer it over to the new planet, grab some colonists, transfer them over, and then start working on setting up mining, getting the resources back to the main planet, and then I'll need construction facilities as well as maintenance. So maintenance and construction facilities are the first infrastructure, then maintenance and construction, and then work on getting the minerals from the other planets back to the colony. And that will be our main goal for next time, the successful colonization of the Emperor's New Groove. All right, we'll do that next episode, which will be this Thursday. Until then, thank you for watching. As I said before, there is a Discord to coincide with this series where people roleplay as different characters in the game. We also do stuff like vote on bills for what I was talking about at the beginning, motions to colonize different planets, or to construct new vessels, or even, I guess at some point we're going to have a discussion, do we want carrier operations, or lots of cruisers, or what, stuff like that. Although that'll probably be a much later discussion. But anyway, if you're not already on the Discord, if you're just finding this from YouTube or Reddit, feel free to stop on by the Discord. The link will be in the description below. And yeah, we have a good time. Stop by. More people always are welcome. The more people we have, the more fun it is for everyone. Until then, thank you for watching. Alright, so the design we have here is a cruiser. It is a heavy cruiser. The Krait class, Krait. The Krait class heavy cruiser. Now, it will be 25,000 tons, and I need to go and develop all of the technologies for it, or the components. Now, I know it's a little bit cheating, but in order to not have, since I'm cutting this part out, in order to not have to pass time and have events transpire in the cutout part, I'm just going to space master these components into existence. It's a little bit cheating, but it's not like I'm space mastering the technologies, and it does. I get why it's a thing. You have your blueprints, but you need to have people design prototypes and make sure it works and iron out any kinks. But on the other hand, it means that it takes forever to design any ship. So first we have the Starwatch magnetoplasma drive, EP500, fuel use of 55%. Unfortunately, I was not provided with the actual schematics of these components, so I am going to have to figure out exactly how they got to 500. As well as a fuel use of 55%. That should be only one way to get exactly 500, so I will just experiment until I find the exact one. Yeah, no, that's never going to happen. So instead, I'm just going to try to recreate this as closely as possible, keeping in mind that this is likely not going to match entirely. Yeah, that is close enough. Let's see if I can't lower that a little. I need to keep it above 55 to maintain military engine. There. So this is the Starwatch magnetoplasma drive, EP500. That is close enough, I guess. Some of this is going to be a little bit guesswork, as I don't have the exact numbers that were used in the design. But we'll figure it out. Alright, next, let's see. The Krait class has 5 of those. Now, see, the engines themselves were much smaller with much higher power. Fuel use here is 4.7. Fuel use on the schematic is 55%. Oh well. You know what? It might be easier if I don't follow the exact design and just follow the principle of it, because I'm never going to be able to match it exactly without the numbers. So we're looking at a 25,000 ton heavy cruiser. We already have the missile launchers necessary. We already have a missile fire control for our missiles, as well as a search sensor. 170 million. Right, so the grav array reaches out to 170 million. I wonder if I could make that farther, because I'm no longer limited to... Oh, that's already 15,000. Wow. We have a grav array. We want a missile fire control. We're going to want... This is a heavy cruiser, so let's try to have several missile launchers. I wonder if it might be worth it to get a smaller missile launcher and just ramp up the rate of fire. What can I get from missile launcher? Wrong button. What can I get from missile launchers? Size 6 missile launcher with 60% reduction is now just under half the size, so I could have almost double the amount of missile launchers. However, it's much slower. Again, though, it doesn't matter. I'd rather be able to fire more missiles at once than faster, because no matter, even at 15 seconds, that's still much slower than a point defense could recharge. So I'd rather have larger swarms of missiles so that they can't shoot them all down. So I think the reduction is a better idea. Okay, going back to the crate heavy cruiser, we're going to want, let's say, 20 missile launchers. So each one can launch 20, assuming we build, let's say, 2 or 3 in a system. That's either 40 or 60 missiles in one salvo. I think that's pretty good. We're going to want an actual magazine with a size 6 missile. This should be able to hold 40 of them. Oops, I accidentally added a 21st launcher. This should be able to hold 40, so that's 20 in the actual launchers, plus one magazine gives me 3 salvos. Each one adds another 2, so this gives me 5. So it can launch 5 times. Okay, not 25,000 tons. Obviously, I want to fix the maintenance on it. Let's get you down to an acceptable level with a... Oops, I do not need a fighter storage. Maintenance life of 2 years. Let's give it a deployment time of 1. I'll go out, spend a year patrolling the system, and go back to the colony for refit. That seems good for me. It's a heavy cruiser, so I'm going to want it to have a fairly large, fairly high... Alright, I can't armor it that much. For now, that's going to have to be heavy. So it carries 100 missiles, so that's 5. It can launch 5 times. Am I missing anything? Armor, bridge, drives, engineering, fuel, right. I should probably add some fuel storage. I might need to bump that down to 3. Let's see. 40 billion kilometers is probably enough to cover a system. I'd like it to be at least a little bit more in case I want to circle around the system. Let's double it. All right. Fine. That should be more than enough to cover a system, even if it just wants to go in circles. Crate class heavy cruiser at 5,000 kilometers a second, just under 25,000 tons. Maintenance after 2 years. It only needs to be out for 1 year. That's fine. I have 600 tons to spare. Can I spare a... Do I have... Where are you? Damage control. Do I have damage control? I don't think I have damage control. I do not have damage control. Can I fit another I cannot fit another magazine. Alright, and you will carry 100 Hawk class anti-ship missiles. And I think that is everything for now. Alright, fine. Goes out for a year, maintenance life of 2 years, so we've got plenty of breathing room. It can launch 5 salvos of 20 missiles each, so at least 2 ships, although technically 1 ship meets the requirement of the 23,000 tons, but I'd probably want 2 ships in a fleet. So that gives me 40 missiles. I could fire a 40 missile salvo 5 times before I run out. If 200 missiles cannot kill whatever it is, then it is a rather significant incursion, and I'm probably screwed anyway right now. I can do that every minute and a change, minute and a quarter. All right, so that is what we're going to work with, and I am going to go over here, and unfortunately, you, Leonidas, are obsolete. There you are.